Welcome to Muscles and Malarkey, a podcast about all things strength, fitness, and fun. I'm your host, Mary. Today's episode comes from a fantastic listener suggestion by the lovely Katie P., who asked, "How do you stay disciplined when you're not motivated?" This is such a common struggle, and I've got some actionable tips to help you push through those tough days. Let's dive in. Number 1, fall back on your why. What drives you to show up at the gym or pursue your fitness goals? For me, as an OT, I'm thinking ahead of the game. I love being strong, and I want to maintain a high quality of life as I continue to age. As I've shared before, I work with patients every day who wish they could stand without assistance. Seeing this firsthand reminds me to never take my functional ability for granted. Knowing my why keeps me grounded and helps me push through even when motivation wanes. I want you to take a moment to reflect. What is your why? I suggest writing it down or keeping it somewhere that you'll see it often. I think it's beneficial to have a visual reminder. Tip number 2, treat the gym like an appointment you can't miss. Treating your workout sessions like a doctor's appointment, hair appointment, etc., will keep you invested. Plan your week in advance. When you schedule your workouts, it makes the rest of your day and your week fall into place so much more easily. I actually plan out my week when I'm writing out the schedule for what we're going to have for dinner in the week. I have a pad of paper that has the 7 days of the week written out and also a list for like groceries, right? But I will also note in each box which workouts I'm going to do on which days. For example, right now, Mondays are my squat days. Tuesdays are my primary bench days. I rest on Wednesday. And then Thursday, I will typically do my deadlift day. And then Friday, I will do my secondary bench. I don't recommend working out more than 2 days in a row. That's just my personal opinion. I will also notate where I'm going to do those workouts at, because with my per diem schedule, sometimes I'm working in one location and there's a gym that's much closer there. And planning this way allows me to prep for more like lower effort meals on gym nights, especially when I know that I'm going to be home late or my husband's going to be home late. It is a small effort up front, but it makes the week flow so much smoother. Tip number 3. I recommend laying out your workout clothes ahead of time. It's a small habit, but it saves time and mental energy. That way, when you're rushing out the door in the morning, you can just grab your gym bag without second guessing or standing in front of your closet wondering, well, what the heck am I going to wear for squats this week? Now, you see, I'm a color coordinating queen, and planning my gym outfits, it just sparks joy. And let's talk about the power of new gear. I mean, a little retail therapy never hurt anyone, right? Unless you really can't afford it, but that's a whole different story. Treat yourself to workout clothes that make you feel confident. When you love what you're wearing, it's easier to show up for yourself. And a killer outfit can be surprisingly motivated. You'll feel unstoppable before you even hit the gym, because when you look good and you feel good, you'll practically skip to the gym. Tip number 4, find an accountability partner. Sometimes knowing someone else is counting on you can be the extra nudge you need to stay consistent. This could be a gym buddy, a coworker, or even a partner who shares similar goals. Schedule gym dates or check-ins to help keep each other on track. And if you can't find someone to physically join you, consider some virtual accountability. Share your goals with a friend via text or even in a group chat. A quick, "Hey, I hit my workout today," can create a sense of camaraderie. Like, "Yes, Carolyn, I did hit legs today, and I am also crying every time I sit on the toilet." See, you guys can commiserate together. Another option is joining a fitness class. There are going to be coaches in those classes giving you feedback. And those coaches provide guidance and structure, and often group classes foster a sense of community and motivation to show up regularly. I remember when I first started working out with my sister and we would go to those workout classes together, there was something so motivating about knowing I was going to go and get my sweat on with someone that I knew. Especially after a really hard workout, Lucy and I would head out of the gym and say, oh my gosh, those dumbbell thrusters were awful. Or 20-second on, 10-second off Tabatas are so freaking killer. You felt good knowing that you were part of a community and you had a sense of camaraderie in that way. When you keep going week after week, you start to see familiar faces. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, hey, Nicole, I know that 2 weeks ago it was really hard for you to do a dumbbell bench press with 20 pounds, and I saw you cranking them out with 25-pound dumbbells, and I just want to give you kudos for making those strength goals. Tip number 5, set small, achievable goals. Remember, you're trying to build your discipline and not rely on motivation. Big goals are inspiring, but they can feel overwhelming on low energy days. Instead, break things down into smaller, manageable steps. For example, if you're not feeling motivated, tell yourself, I'll just drive to the gym and do a warm-up. Often, the hardest part is getting started, and once you're there, you'll find the momentum to continue. I've done this multiple times with myself. I will give myself permission that if it's a really bad day, that I can go home after the first exercise. But 9 out of 10 times, I get through that first exercise and I can follow that momentum and keep it rolling to finish out the rest of my workout. If time is tight, set a goal for a 20-minute workout. Focus on high-impact movements that get your heart going, like compound lifts or circuits. They tend to give you the most bang for your buck when you're in a time crunch. Remember, progress does not require perfection, and every bit counts. I don't know how many times I'm going to say on this podcast that you don't have to be perfect to make progress, but here I am again, reminding you once more, you don't have to be perfect. Tip number 6, try something new. Are you feeling stuck in a rut? It might be time to shake things up. Routine is essential for building habits, but monotony can definitely drain your enthusiasm. Consider trying a new fitness class like spin or yoga, maybe even kickboxing. Or maybe you explore a different area of the gym that you don't usually visit. You could also set a fun challenge for yourself, like working towards a new PR or learning a skill like push-ups or pull-ups, or joining a group fitness event, like my coworkers who tried to get me to sign up for a 5K, and I thought, that's really cute and that's something new. This girl does not run. But I will say that exploration keeps fitness exciting and it reminds you of all the ways you can move your body. Sometimes a small change is enough to reignite your passion for working out. I know that I was in a rut at one point where I fell out of love with powerlifting, but I kept showing up for myself at the gym and I adjusted my training a little bit. Instead of being in the gym for 2 hours, I was done within 40 minutes. Tip number 7, reduce decision fatigue. When you are trying to build up your discipline and not rely on motivation, here's the key. You need to simplify your routine. Reducing decision fatigue can make a huge difference. When you don't have to think about every little detail in your day, you free up energy for what really matters. Picture this. You're on autopilot. You're heading to the gym in your cute, pre-planned outfit, and you're ready to crush back and biceps on a Thursday night after work. You didn't have to think about anything. You had your clothes packed, your meals prepped, and your bag good to go. You didn't have to make a decision and take extra energy to do it. And that's the magic of preparation, my friends. Tip number 8, visualize the end goal. On tough days, try to take a moment to imagine how you will feel after you're done with your workout. Picture yourself walking out of the gym, feeling accomplished, energized, and proud of what you've done. And think about how your body feels after movement. The endorphins, the reduced stress, the sense of achievement. As my favorite fictional blonde lawyer once said, exercise gives you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy. And happy people just don't kill their husbands. They just don't. I will say that visualization can connect you to your long-term goals. Imagine the strength you'll gain, the progress you'll make, or the health benefits you're working towards. These mental images can provide the boost you need to get moving. To piggyback off of this, there have been very few times, less than 5 times, in which I have left the gym thinking, man, I really wish I hadn't come and worked out today. That doesn't typically happen. You're usually really happy and proud of yourself for getting to the gym and finishing your workout. So try and hold on to that. Tip number 9, prioritize your future self. When you're tempted to skip a workout, remind yourself that every small action today benefits your future self. Think about how future you will thank present you for putting in the work, even when it wasn't easy. Self-care isn't just about bubble baths and relaxing. It's also about showing up for yourself in ways that protect your health and happiness long term. Acknowledge that discipline is an act of self-love, and it's okay to struggle sometimes. What matters is continuing to show up. Here's a tip. Write a note to your future self. Something like, hey, you're going to feel so good after this workout. Thanks for putting in the effort today. Place it somewhere visible, like your gym bag or your planner, as a gentle reminder of why you're doing this. Like I said, I'm a big fan of visual cues. My final tip number 10, remember, progress over perfection. You do not have to be perfect with your plan. Showing up once a week is still better than not showing up at all. A 20-minute workout is always better than the one that you skipped. I know it's tempting to fall into a all or nothing mindset, but in my experience, giving yourself a little grace goes a long way. Flexibility in your approach not only makes fitness feel more sustainable, but it also helps you build momentum. And here's the best part. Once that momentum starts rolling, you won't need to rely on motivation to get to the gym. It'll become a habit. I want to tell a small anecdote from when I was in college, because that's the time that I struggled the most with my motivation over having discipline. I did fall into an all or nothing mindset when I was in college, because I would set up a plan or I would find the newest, shiniest thing to do, and I would try and follow it. And if I was not 100% perfect on it, I would give up. Then it would be a month and a half or 2 months later, and I would think, okay, it's time to get back on the wagon. And you know what was the most difficult part? Was getting back on the wagon. I feel like sometimes it's more intimidating to get back into a routine. You have all these reasons why you can't and why it won't work and XYZ. I found for myself that once I got over that initial hump of getting back on the wagon, everything else just kind of fell into place. I used to be very black and white with my thinking towards working out. I have learned how to lean into the gray a little bit more. I don't look at my missteps as falling off the wagon, or if I need to take a week or 2 weeks off of the gym for whatever reason, I don't look at it as, oh, I've failed. Oh, I've fallen off. Now I have to get back into it. when you have that loose mindset about like falling off and getting back on the wagon, and you just look at it from the broad perspective of, okay, this is my gym journey right now. I had to take some time off. It's not so harsh. You're not beating yourself up for making a mistake. You're acknowledging that you're human and saying, okay, I wasn't able to do that for the past week, but now I'm back home from vacation and I'm going to get right back into my routine. That's it for today, friends. Remember, motivation may come and go, but discipline is what keeps you moving forward. Let me know which one of these tips you're going to try, or share what works for you. Thank you, KDP, for this awesome topic suggestion. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow, share, rate, and review. It helps the podcast grow and reach more people. Do you have any questions or suggestions? Email me at musclesandmalarkey@gmail.com or find me on Instagram @musclesandmalarkey. Yeehaw and yee-claw, everybody.